Hello everyone and welcome back to some Angels with Scaly Wings. And Seawolves, you were, technically 30 seconds early, sure? Maybe like 10 seconds early? Kind of, just roughly between 10 seconds early and right on time. Okay, we were on chapter 2, I believe we were meeting with Adine. We had already met with Bryce, it seems. Now, if I remember correctly, the first time that Seawolves actually came into the stream, the Angels with Scaly Wings stream, that is, was actually exactly for this moment right now. It's Chapter 2 with Adine. And for some reason, he was just being plain rude to Adine, no less. Unfortunately, we cannot intentionally be rude to her anymore. I'm coming! It's also funny because it was at that very moment that Justin was also just generally AFK as well. Let me just open up my dice bag in case dice are needed. If everybody is in chat actually sticks around, I should not even need dice today. Oh, it's you! I was expecting someone else. You are a little early. Yeah, I didn't know how long it would take me to get here. Better early than late, right? Yes, a reptile. Yes, I would be very interested if you guys can get her impressed. I don't think I have personally ever gotten her impressed on chapter 2, but then I haven't really been trying like that. I seem to always get her impressed on chapter 1 though, except for last week for some reason. And who might that be? This is Amelie, and she's one of the kids I work with. Hello, Amelie. Say hi, Amelie. Hello. I have to bring her back to the orphanage real quick. Feel free to make yourself at home in the meantime, okay? Sure. So that's Adine's place. So this is where you live, Adine. Small but cozy. I'm back. That was quick. Being able to fly does have its perks, you know. Wait, you flew her back? Well, I am a delivery flyer. Does she get scared or anything? Not at all. She is such a brave little girl. So what exactly is it that you do at the orphanage? I'm a volunteer. I help them out with whatever they need, and sometimes take care of the kids. They only have so many social workers. The ratio is about 1 social worker for every 10 children, so it's good for the kids to spend some time one-on-one with someone they know. I guess you could almost call it babysitting, but for the kids, we basically become foster parents. The older they get, the less likely they are to be adopted. She might be too old to be considered soon. Alright guys, yes, just head right on in. She told us to anyways. So, first choice of the stream is that shame that Emily will be too old to be considered for adoption soon. We can see why, or we'd adopt her if we could. If you see me playing off screen over this way, I'm just getting my dice prepared. Well, organized more like. Already prepared, it's just I'm organizing them. I think that was, I could see why, Justin, that's right. Justin wants the third one. I'm assuming Justin is okay with adopt her if I could. I've got a dual screen display, one of them being over here is my Angels with Scaly Wings stream. Over there is my second monitor. And then over here is my notebook, which I actually typed into the stream chat. Okay, so Justin wants to adopt her if she could as well. He will. Sorry, I'm mixing characters now. I'm thinking of Adine. Sorry, Justin. I'm afraid it's not that easy, and the actual numbers of adoptions aren't very promising either. I'm worried about what will happen to her if she doesn't find a family. We will still take care of her, of course, but it's not quite the same as having parents. I had a doctor myself, but I don't think I could care for her properly. Not a single parent with my background and with my packed work schedule. I still volunteer as often as I can, because if I don't, who will? Someone needs to be there for those kids. Right? Is she wasting her precious time? Is that very nice of her? Or someone else will probably volunteer even if she does not? I suppose the rudest option would be wasting the time there. Justin wants very nice of her. Seawolf says beer back, so alright. Thanks, but for me it's not about being nice. I almost feel obligated to help, you know? This is a struggle to pick which one she wants me. Fair enough. Anyway, let's talk about something less depressing. Like what? Let me think. Oh, I just remembered that someone died here recently. In fact, if we do remember last stream... Hi, Seawolves. If we remember last stream, that would be, when we went... We got the... Right, chapter 2 started with Bryce coming to our apartment. We weren't in the mood for dead bodies or something. No, not that. Just basically a recap to try and find out where Reza's been, see if we can find where he's gonna be and stuff. Turns out there was another dead body, and then we went to the place where the body was, went down into the basement, found the missing power generator, and that was actually just right next to Adine's place here. You might not have been here for last stream. Since it was chapter 1 until right now, basically the idea is a new day, because we always skip the prologue of we arrived at the Dragon World. We meet Reza and basically the entire crew for chapter 1. See what they're all up to, they're all around, have some coffee, get the generators that humanity desperately needs. Reza gives us an encoded message to meet him by the portal because we need to get out of there. Cut short because Maverick was there, ruined the plans, Reza shot Maverick, and now there's a manhunt for Reza. I can't remember how long that was now either. Well, significantly, Seawolves, you have missed 3 full runs of Angels with Scaly Wings here. We've done both the neutral ending, the evil ending, and the Bryce bad ending. Along the way, we've also gone and collected a number of achievements, but we haven't actually gotten every single achievement yet. We've not interrogated Damien, and that should actually be done soon for Adine. Looks like there are at least 3 achievements regarding Remy right now. Find the mysterious orb, look at Anna's envelope, meet with Emra. That will also not be done until after doing one with Remy. Yes, that has been a thing, what Justin said. We've been talking a lot about Skyrim. Right, there's also the Flawless Fun. I would like to pick that up soon too. Someone died here recently. Here in your apartment? No, not here, silly. It was close though, barely a block from here. Right, the murder of the maintenance guy, I remember that. It is partially that. We are going to be doing, shall we say, the true ultimate ending and the like. And by doing so, we've done the neutral and evil endings, and then there's 2 endings for each of the characters here. And while doing so, you can literally pick up every single achievement listed here. This is a bit of a spoiler, so hopefully Doc basically isn't paying attention, but I'm sure he knows by now. Each of these achievements here, hidden achievements, are relating to literally the endings. So, Betrayal, the evil ending, Catastrophe, Bryce's bad ending, Detonation, the neutral ending, Utterly Pointless Achievement, I don't remember how to get that one. That one just comes with the game. There was murder? I didn't know that. I thought it was an accident or something. That's terrible. Sorry for mentioning it. Finding the first victim was already bad enough for me, and now I have to hear there was a second murder in town? I wish I could get some good news for once. Well, if it's good news, at least it wasn't you who was murdered. Don't be so sensitive. I don't think you want to pick that one. Or just don't focus on the bad things. So while I wait for answers, to 100% the game, it will take 13 runs. Again, that's something that Doc should not be listening for. You know, I might have actually spoiled that for him. There are 13, basically 13 endings in all. That would be 100% the game, and you'll also be able to pick up every single achievement while you're doing that. No, Seawolves, you are not the only one who gets the occasional stream lag. That's because I have it on ultra low latency. I'll put it here. And in regards to Adine, she was just offering to talk about something less depressing. Oh yeah, she just remembers, there was the poor maintenance guy who died recently. And then we remembered, oh yeah, that was the maintenance guy who was murdered just, like, yesterday. Oh no, he was murdered? I didn't know that. Least controversial? Okay. Is that your choice as well, Justin? Well, I'm not getting anything from Justin just right now. I'm going to have to assume that being that he wants to impress Adine and Seawolf also wants to impress Adine, that you'll probably be in agreement over 3. So just don't focus on the bad things. There's no use lamenting something you can't change. Sorry, Cabbage. I guess I should be more positive. It's just not always easy, you know? Maybe I'll get some good news soon. I hope so. that reminds me. I've got something I want to try on you. Try on me? It's nothing too dramatic. I read this magazine the other day and found it and a few interesting articles. Using her partial hands, she held up a magazine to show me its cover. A rather bold-looking female was presented on the front, adorned with trinkets like rings and jewels. Various headlines gave me an idea of the content within. It reminded me a lot of the typical gossip magazines back home. Lifestyle. Magazine for modern people? The issue even came with its own set of fortune cards. So, is that, we are not sure what to expect? Those kinds of magazines belong in the trash, and I think that's more or less what Seawolves actually said last time we were here. The first time we were here, actually. Since we have done a few streams, I will give a note to spoilers, but in essence, okay, in regards to what I've streamed so far in regards to spoilers, not the full thing, is the dragons have discovered that there is a human building along with the portal that seems to belong to literally a company in the human world. A very recent building, according to where we, as the player character, have actually come from. And we were basically wondering, like, you know, if this building came from my timeline, my people, why is it here? That is the most relevant and not spoiling ahead answer I can give. The ultimate answer, which will be basically explained later, will be way, way, way at the end, like the very last stream. Basically, the administrator will explain it all. So, Seawolves wants 1. Okay. Justin, I don't think I could possibly explain basically anything in just one paragraph. Isn't that the whole fun of it? What should we look at first? We don't care, you decide, or throw the stupid magazine in the... Okay, we're definitely not gonna pick the trash. So is it we don't care, or you decide? Well, I guess I should rephrase that. We don't care, or she decide. Alright, shall we assume that Justin is in agreement? Can you not see? Alright, so we let her decide and she answers with, alright, let's see. Here, this article talks about dreams and what they mean. Have you had any strange or recurring dreams lately? 4 choices today. Not today, this time. Dreams are usually nonsense, so basically not gonna pick that. Literally rewinding 5 seconds. So we are not picking dreams are usually nonsense. Well, wait, no, our dreams are usually nonsense. Alright, so I don't see any of these being rude to her, shall we say. So I would say we can pick any one we want. Dreams usually nonsense, fire, don't dream at all, dream of people we know about. Alright, Seawolves wants to say dreams are often about people we know. Hey Justin, are you doing CTR again? I'm going to assume that you're in agreement here for now. Are you in CTR and too busy to answer? Or Apex Legends? So, people we know. That could be for a variety of reasons. One theory is that dreams are a way for the brain to process day-to-day experiences. So it's, oh, okay. Justin, you're cheating on the stream. It's not unusual to dream of people you've met. But a recurring dream involves the same people is a different story. Could represent strong emotion or unresolved issues with that person. What about your dreams? It kind of feels like they're different every night. Most of them are nonsense, but sometimes they dream of people I used to know. What do you make of all this? Well, if we're going to not be rude to Adine, that basically means that we just answer with I don't know. So guys, are we gonna pick I don't know? Yes or no? Yes or yes, I guess? Even the article concludes that scientists haven't figured out exactly why we dream. It's a big mystery. Alright, let's move on. Oh, that's fine, Seawolves. If we mess up, we can always come back here anyways. I thought you meant moving on from the magazine. Don't be such a sourpuss. There's some interesting stuff in here. So we'll reserve judgment on that. That would probably be not the thing to do. Do you think we can hit the trash can from here? You should try. Gee, I don't know. That also sounds fairly rude. Where the dream stuff wasn't so bad. That actually sounds like the best one. If I were to rate this in terms of, yeah, the third one sounds the best. I would say Dream Stuff is probably the most likely to impress, followed by Reserve Judgment or Throw It the Trash. I think you can hit it from here. See, I told you this was going to be fun. What's next? A personality test. Didn't you always want to know what kind of relationship would suit you? So, we already know what we want in a relationship. Or would like to see a close relationship between this magazine and the trash can, or sure, why not? So I'm pretty sure we don't want to say trash can, so I would say we already know what kind of a relationship we want, or sure, why not? Sorry about that. If you hear some banging, it might be that my cat is wanting some. She knows how to bang the plate on the floor to grab attention. Let's find out. Okay, first question. In a relationship, what role do you take? Do you two prefer to take the reins? Do you think, in this case, Adine, I guess, should be the leader? Or do you like to switch it up every once in a while? I think I actually know the answer to this one because I was either talking with Grant. Speaking of, I suppose I should mention in Discord again. I was either talking with Grant or I saw this on Bird, okay. And I'm going to assume that Justin is just so busy watching his anime. Variety is the spice of life, right? Moving on to the next question. Wait, aren't you going to answer the questions too? I'll take the test after you. You don't want to keep track of both our scores at once. Alright. Question number 2. What is your favorite dessert? Chocolate cream cake, lemon ice cream with sprinkles, coconut souffle, red hot chili cookies, or what does this question have to do with relationships? I'm just wondering. You leave the options. I think I would personally go with the chocolate cream cake. And I think this was specifically as a dessert. Otherwise, I kind of wouldn't mind some chili, but I don't think I can handle red hot. And I really don't know how it would come out as cookies either. Okay. Oh, just answer it. Okay. Alright then. Excuse me. Alright. It's an all-time classic. Who doesn't like chocolate cake? Here's the next question. What is your dream job? Farmer, business person, or stay-at-home parent? Personally, I don't think I have the endurance or the strength at all to be a farmer or a business person. That just requires way too much labor. I just couldn't handle it. Second, okay. So I really have basically respect for anyone who can handle an 8-hour job, and I especially have respect for Papa because he does 12 hours at a time with much more labor, I'm pretty sure. So, business person. I don't understand the appeal of that job, it certainly doesn't mesh well with my ideals. Sorry, my cat's went weird. How many more questions are there? That's all of them. Okay, sorry, sweetie. Just not enough space for you today. She's gonna jump that way. Now, to look up the results. Well, it says here that the results are outlined in the weight loss booklet that came with the magazine, but I already threw that away. Alright, so why would you do that? You clearly needed it. That's a shame, or guess we'll never know what kind of relationship would suit me. Well, us, I guess. Hey Justin, are you still in the chat by chance? I just want to ping you to ask if you're up to answering anything. It does kind of feel like it's sarcastic, but I'm pretty sure you don't answer with any sarcasm. At least not without like a square brackets to indicate something. What a shame. Yeah, I really wanted to know. But now we get to the best part, the fortune cards. Alright, so, sorry, I'm distracted by my cat just jumping all over the place. Do we really have to do that? You know that stuff's not real, right? Or, that's what I was looking forward to. Okay. Looking forward to? Me too. How's it supposed to work anyways? I mean, they're just cards. How can they predict the future? Apparently there are different schools of thought regarding the use of fortune-telling cards. The cards themselves don't know anything, they're just a tool. So the information actually comes from somewhere else. But where though? Well, one interpretation is that our subconscious who gives us the answers that we ask. Sorry, that it is our subconscious who gives us the answers that we ask. Similar to how dreams can be interpreted. The interpretation of the cards is very dependent on the person itself and the symbols they recognize in the card's images. We recognize the images that are relevant to our lives, and that gives us an idea about ourselves and our current problems. However, that is just the more grounded interpretation out there. People usually associate something with more paranormal, with fortune cards. One of those explanations is that the cards are our way to communicate with a higher being, a paranormal entity, who knows more than we do, and can give us subtle nudges using the cards. And who would that be? The explanations range from ghosts to angelic beings. One even involved humans. Really? Yeah, people would say you would communicate with humans this way. Then there was also something called the higher self. Higher self? How come you know so much about this? Because I read the article about it. Oh! Oh! Okay, what should I draw for you? Why don't I get to be the one who's reading the fortune? Because I paid for this magazine, so the cards are mine! Okay. So, what are my options? I could read your past, present, or future. What is it going to be? Alright guys, what is it? Past, present, or future? Do we want to know the past, present, or the future? It is actually ambiguous. The way the story was designed is actually very interesting in that the player could consider himself as male or female, or basically, in me playing, I could consider myself as literally me. Because the romance options, shall we say, between Remy, Anna, Lauren, Bryce, and Adine is basically male, female, male, female. Remy's male, Adine's female, Lauren is male, Bryce is male, Adine is female. So Even so, you could still romance Bryce and Adine just as likely. So, I don't know how else to really put it. You wanted the future. So also with the initial stream, Doppel actually suggested Cabbage as the name for our character, which is perfect, because then you consider yourself with any character, any gender as sorts. The prediction of the future is what most people associate with readings, however their purpose is to prepare the person in question for a possible future, rather than just predicting. Oh my. Well, I believe that's the second time that Adine specifically said oh my, and one for Cabbage himself. Himself or herself, I suppose I should say. The card we've drawn is associated with drastic measures, particularly those with a final conclusion. This one can be interpreted in many ways, but it can refer to death, the ultimate conclusion. It can also mean many other things, like a violent outcome of a brewing conflict, or a positive resolution of a long-running conflict. What do you think? Excuse me. Well, that is, very much with how every story so far has basically ended. We get to the portal because we realize that must be where Reza is at. We confront Reza with, why are you doing this? And so far in all cases, Reza has died, and being only one of them is when we had Bryce with us. Rather than being alone, he has actually also died. And then we've gone back and tried again. In fact, in the words of the administrator in the start menu, continue your journey, Cabbage. So, we could say we think we know what this refers to, or I wonder if I should be worried. In a way, yes, but you would never actually die. Or this is very generic. Hi, Justin. So Justin wants to say he thinks he knows what this refers to. To be fair, I think he's been here for most, if not all, of the endings, so he pretty much does. Would you agree, Seawolves? I mean, it technically is true from the standpoint of the player. Yeah, hopefully. If not, I could even just rerun this. I'm going for at least good status, which shouldn't be too much of a problem since we're not actually being jerked to it. Right, this time Seawolves isn't answering, so... oh no, sorry, I see that now. Really? How can you already know about the future? Let's just say... Let's just say I have a hunch. I mentioned resolutions to conflict that have been brewing, and there's definitely stuff brewing. I guess that's everything the magazine has to offer. That was certainly interesting. Now we can finally put it in the trash where it belongs, or what a shame. I just noticed that. Quick, Seawolves, spam before I ban you for spamming. We finished the magazine, which was the... there was... what kind of a relationship you would be in. The cards here, and I forgot what the first one was. was, what kind of dreams you were having, that's what it was. Let me see if I can try something there. Interact. If I do even refresh the page, I suppose I'm going to have an obnoxious thing in the middle. So I can't fix that. Alright, never mind. So that was interesting, that's Seawolf's options. What about Justin, since he's here? You might as well have Justin. That or message Seawolf, since Seawolf's can or me. And either one can. Okay. So it was interesting. Okay. Guess that means you had fun then? Sure, let's call it that. Okay. So, do you have anything interesting going on at the moment? I can't imagine what ambassador life is like. It's been busy. I thought this whole thing would go by quickly and without any mishaps. But now it seems that there's always something happening. Oh? Really? Yeah, I figured I'd come here, do the exchange, and leave again. But apparently it's not that easy. It never is. You speak like you've had experience as an ambassador. Well, no, but doing deliveries is similar. People order something, I fly to them, and we exchange the product for payment, and then I go back. It's basically the same thing. Yeah, sure. But things always go wrong. For example, imagine you have 2 deliveries to make, and the first one goes smoothly, okay? I'm imagining it very hard right now. Alright, so you get to the destination of the second delivery, and they actually check what you're handing them. It turns out that you mix up the orders, but you already delivered the first one. That's certainly not a pleasant situation to be in. Now you have to go back to the first family you delivered to, who by now have probably noticed that they got the wrong delivery, and exchange what you gave them for what they actually ordered, right? But it turns out they didn't mind the mix-up. As a matter of fact, they have already started eating what they got instead. It's not so bad that they aren't angry, but now you can't exchange the orders anymore. So you have to fly back to the restaurant to get a second order remade. It happens all the time. As a result, people waiting for the second order do get angry because their order has to be remade and delivered all over again. How many times she blushed? That's a good question. Someone should keep a counter for that. And the plot thickens. They complain, and of course their meal gets pumped. The restaurant can no longer sell the first order you still have, so the order for both families are deducted from your paycheck, and you end up eating nothing but ramen all week again, just so you can make rent this month. That is unfortunate. Yeah. We were able to keep track of the price because he only did it like 6 times throughout the entire thing. Adine is blushing frequently. In fact, it was more than a blush price too. And that's why you double check your orders, because even a small mistake can have consequences reaching farther than you think. Sometimes we just have to learn the hard way. I guess so. Anyway, what else have you been up to recently? You remember the stunt flying competition I told you about? Of course, I assume your participation is a given by now? Actually, I'm not so sure about that. I mailed the application earlier today, so hopefully it will arrive before the deadline. Or maybe I should just fly it over myself, while showing off a few moves, that is. Well, there is another blush, and I know we've at least had 2. I have not been counting, so there's just gonna be so much. For that matter though, might as well, right? So you should fly it over anyway and make sure to get in. It would be a shame if you couldn't enter because of technicality. Yeah, I really should drop by. Basically, Justin, we can say x plus 2. By the way, could you do me a favor? That depends on the favor, I suppose. It's kind of a long story, but there's something I need. You know some people at the police station, right? Yes. I think they're in a possession of a map related to an underground building they found. I've heard about that. Oh, that's great. Maybe you can get them to hand it over? It doesn't have to be the real thing, sorry. A copy would be just fine. What do you even need it for? Well, let's just say I'm interested in doing a little investigation of the place myself. What's so special about it? It's supposed to be a remnant of an earlier civilization, or maybe even something created by humans. Who wouldn't be interested in that? Well, considering what I did actually say, it is not a remnant of an ancient civilization. It is the remnant of people like a decade ago. Back into the time of the dragons. That's kind of the other thing, is we have discovered that from the evolution theory, whatever, blah blah blah, the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs, yeah, that's actually on the way. And we have about 2 weeks before the entire world is kaboom. As it turns out, we're time travelers. So, spoiler alerts. And I'm just curious on status. I believe we have those blueprints in the menu right now. So second, alright, so I can think of a few people who'd be interested enough. And it is kind of interesting. What? An actual human in front of you isn't good enough? Even if you don't believe in this, it's still a fascinating discovery. Oh, you guys. Looks like she's a little, we did say, yeah, we can think of a few people. Who wouldn't be interested? Yeah, that's a little surprising, her reaction there. Yeah, see, if we wanted to pay a visit ourselves, she's kind of happy. And a human in front of her makes her blush and giggle. Even if you don't believe in this, it's still a fascinating discovery. How do I even ask for something like that? You could always say that humanity is interested in it. Honestly, they probably would be. Could you ask that for me, please? Just getting a speech out of that. We can try. We'll think about it, or just plain go. I really do enjoy this game. We can try. Don't promise anything, but I can certainly try. You panic? You literally don't even need to panic for this game, because there's like a quick save button here, so you can do some quick save. And then you can go back to load, and then you have the manual saves I've made, the quick saves that are made, which I may have overwritten 100 times, the auto saves, which are done at literally every choice. And if you do save frequently, like this one is right at the start of where we streamed today, so we can even just go back here. In fact, let's just save here. We went back to chapter 2. Yeah, I don't know. So here we are, right back at literally the beginning of the stream. So we can meet with Adine, and then, oh look, this is the place where we found the murdered maintenance guy. This is the right address. Knock on the door. Coming. Listen to Adine unlock everything. There's Adine, and here's Emily. So this game is very easy. In fact, it is even designed to have hints and helpful updates, so you don't even need to actually go to an online forum to actually figure out what you did wrong or whatever kind of stuff. So it is very easy. You don't need to panic with this game. This game is convenient. And And even if you did mess up, you can just redo the story again in the next timeline. This game is calm. It is a very good game. So we can't promise anything, but we can certainly try. Thank you, that means a lot to me. I didn't know you were into archaeology. I wouldn't care as much if it turned out to be some old building. The whole thing about it is made by humans is what's really interesting. Why is that? Well, this wouldn't be very mythical anymore if that was the case. We'd have proof. And that's so shortly after finding out that humans are real, in fact. Yes, what a time to be alive! So, you believe in all that stuff? Belief isn't the right word when you're standing right in front of me. You know, that alone is a miracle. I get excited all over again just thinking about it. Speaking of which, all this excitement made me lose track of time. Is it that late already? Oh, actually, I have places to be, especially if I want to make sure my contest application arrives on time. Guess you should be going then, huh? For now, at least. I certainly wouldn't mind if you stopped by again sometime. Will there be any magazines involved? Actually, that magazine doesn't come out that often, so we wouldn't have anything new from them. I could get a different one if you wanted though. Don't bother. If you say so. Anyways, I really have to go, so I'll see you around. Leadership. And if that's the only card, that has me questioning. This is chapter 3, right? Does it say Adine is in good status? That's good. Excuse me, hang on. The morning sun declared the arrival of a new day and woke me from my vivid dreams. Memories of my home, close with the towering perimeter wall, raced through my head. Good as math. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd chapter because that was the 2nd date. So, by technicality, we should be experiencing, I think, loss, passion, duty, or leadership, something like that. Impressive as a feature. The peaceful landscape outside the apartment window stood in defiance of these old thoughts. Rolling hills and blue skies were so familiar to me now. The purity of sight gave me hope. Cabbage, please come with me. What's going on? You sound serious. The chief will explain everything once we arrive. Okay. Hey Chief, Cabbage is here. Thanks, Sebastian. You can deal with the situation here while I talk to Cabbage, alright? Of course. Alright, Cabbage, I've got some really bad news. Well, what is it? You know Anna, right? I've met her, yes. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say this. Those few words were enough. Dread sank in, and I already knew. Don't. I ignored his words and walked past him. When I turned the corner, there was no mistaking her. Anna was haphazardly covered by a sheet, leaving her tail and blood-stained hand exposed. In the end, she didn't even deserve full discretion. Are you okay? Let's just skip ahead a bit. I mean, I guess we could ask you which one you want. Don't know, or I'm fine. Seawolves, I could imagine you would be, I suppose, on the side of mine because you don't know Anna, but for the sake of reference, Anna is now gone. Or, I leave. No. is there anything I can do? Let's just get this over with. Basically. And during our evil run, I'm actually impressed that we had every single person TV static down. For the first time through, it certainly does. So, no, we don't want to skip ahead because, right, the ministry wants to see us, so it's the most possibility. Let's just say that. They could be throwing us a party, but unlikely. Why are we staying? Beneficial to my action. Oh, we kind of knew the truth. Beneficial to my actual mission? Sure. What would that be? Apparently we haven't chosen this before. The deal between our races, I firmly stand by our original agreement. If Reza is involved in these crimes, I want no part of it. It has nothing to do with me or the reasons I came here in the first place. If his actions are endangering this agreement in any way, I want to put a stop to it. I see. And we can skip ahead. So basically what this is Earth experienced a sudden solar flare which knocked out basically all technology everywhere whatsoever and entered basically the apocalyptic wasteland. Wasteland. And the year is sometime later in the century, like 2090-ish, I would say. By technicality, the listed year in the game is 20XX, so it's just sometime in the future. Giant solar flare, destroyed Earth, all technology gone. Basically, a third of the population died because of no electricity, we were unprepared. Bigger, badder storm than we were expecting. Another third died of plagues because of the lack of technology, lack of sanitation, lack of functioning, everything. So it's just an apocalyptic wasteland. Adine's Day. Great, so what did we miss? I guess I did skip that too. So we're now being walked back because Emra thinks it's still too great of us to have us here. She just want us dead on her watch, so we're being walked home and stuff. Adine, what's going on here? Awesome thought, I hadn't even noticed Adine approach. It's none of your concern, please leave. Can't I even get a few minutes before I go? Yeah, right. Still, it's daytime in the game. You can see all the sky and blue sky and everything. I suppose nobody's stopping us, but make it quick. Hey Cabbage, what's going on here? Something serious happened. Looks like I have to leave. Right now? Why? It was the minister's decision, not mine. We'll hear about it soon enough. It's past sunset for me because it's actually getting dark out for me too. Wow, it actually looks a little brighter on the camera than it does in real life. So that's what it looks like outside for me. Does this have anything to do with what I've been hearing? Is Reza really a murderer? I'm afraid so. Hi Grant. That's alright. Well, what does that make you? I don't have anything to do with that. I was helping the police find him. Then why are you leaving him? They don't want me to stay here with all of this going on. It's for my own safety. Well, it's nice to know you at least. Likewise. Guess I should get going. Goodbye, Cabbage. Goodbye, Adine. So, Grant, for this stream you basically missed the second date with Adine. That was basically it. I remember her. That was the witness from Reza's first murder. Did you know her? A little, no, yes. And we did get the good status for Adine both times for Grant. Justin is saying yes. Sure, we can go with that. Okay. I see. So there's the portal, the one on the Dragon's World side. Very much like the spiral portals now that I think about it. If humans applied technology to recreate Spyro's Dragon World portals, then it's a little different, but it's basically the same thing. We discovered that it's damaged, come back again. Utterly pointless achievement, yay! No, Sebastian is just as kinky. Wait, what? Okay. Now, I think the first thing is we should probably visit the production facility so that we can interrogate Damien. Just to get that out of the way. Hey, Cabbage. Norm, right? Yep. Did you get a chance to think about what I told you last time? Don't worry, I didn't lose your number. They keep me pretty busy, so I don't really have much free time. Well, if anything changes, give me a call. I will. I gotta go now, so take care. You too. This should be the right place. Yes, I like more. Assuming that everybody's alright with that, that can be the next storyline. What is this? I want to say Bricks? Is this Bricks? Grant, if you're in the chat, is this Bricks music playing? Can I help you? Hello, you're Anna's, right? Assistant? You must be joking. First off, I was never anyone's assistant. Secondly, the witch is dead. Wow! So even if I was, I would have moved up to corporate ladder by now. Well, you're Damien, aren't you? Yes, where I come from, people usually introduce themselves before they start asking questions. You don't know who I am? Cheh, of course I know who you are. But that doesn't mean you don't need to learn some manners. Anyways, what do you want? Can I ask a few questions? What about? Anna's murder. And who are you to go around asking questions like that? I'm working with the police on this matter. And I'm supposed to believe that? For all I know, you could be the murderer, and are just here to find out if I knew something that could implicate you. Well, according to my information, you didn't particularly like the victim. Not only were you the last person to see her alive, but you also found her. As you may imagine, this warrants some questions. You know what? I don't have to listen to this. I don't know who you think you are, barging into my workplace and barking questions. But if you really are with the police, let them know that I won't say one more word until on the matter without a lawyer. Wow. I wondered if Damien was a suspicious person in general, or if the rumors surrounding Reza were affecting his perceptions of me. Before this, everyone I had talked to during my investigation had been rather cooperative. Wow. I've never actually seen Damien calling Anna a witch like that before. Granted, I haven't played as often, especially not as much as Grant has. Before deciding my next move, I returned to my apartment for a moment of rest. A small piece of paper had been slipped under the door while I was gone. Don't go to the portal, there are the gunshots, go to the portal or not. Call the police, just so that we have an extra thing to do during the investigation. Visit the store? Sure. Trying to sound suspicious. Yes, Spyro. Who's he talking to? Oh, it's her again. If you've mixed up the prescriptions again, then I can't help you. I can't refill this one. I feel like I need a screenshot of this. We're just about to close, so you'll have to bring the right one tomorrow. Hello, Cabbage. How can I help you? You know who I am? Angry Spyro? Wingless, too. How could I not? Everybody knows about you. Actually, I'm just about to close up here, so please make it quick. I'm here on behalf of the police, and I was hoping that you could answer a few questions. And it seems that I have actually missed an opportunity to follow Vera, the stalker that we are. Irrelevant right now, we can find out later, especially with a friend. I see. Well, I don't mind as long as you make it quick. I have to leave for my other job soon. Vara, what are you still doing here? I already told you, you have to come back tomorrow. Here, have a lolly on the house. Hey, see ya, Seawolves. I guess she doesn't want it. What's the deal with her? She comes here occasionally to pick up her mother's prescription. Not sure what's up with her lately. This isn't the first time this has happened. One time the doctor forgets to issue a new prescription, another time she brings me an expired one instead of a new one. She isn't exactly the brightest, but this is unusual. For her, even for her. So, what do you want to know? Oh, hey, we didn't miss it. Okay. Let's follow Vera. Actually, excuse me. Sorry, but we'll have to do this another time. If you say so. Luckily, she hadn't gotten too far, so I followed her from a distance. Minutes passed as we walked through the streets, leading through an unfamiliar part of town. The young dragon looked small and lonely on the empty road. Before long, we passed the village border, yet she pressed on and stepped into the forest. I turned back once to gaze at the village on the far horizon, and in an instant the dragon was gone. I rushed to the spot I'd seen her last and found the entrance to a cave on a hillside. Now, Justin, as I'm sure that you have seen this scene before where the administrator kidnaps us and talks to us, this is actually the case. When I peered inside, I saw Vera alongside a much larger orange dragon. The small dragon filled a bowl with a thick fluid and placed it in front of the other. Then she placed her hands on the large dragon's chin. Gently she lifted its huge muzzle and guided it towards the bowl. But when she released it, the dragon's head slumped and fell into the liquid. The bowl tumbled sideways and spilled its contents across the cave floor. Hang on. Just let me grab a screenshot of this. There we go. There we go. Just have Vera's angry face there. I realized then that other than Vera, I can't talk. I realized then that I'm just gonna enable
self-voicing enabled. I realized then that other than what Bora had done, the orange dragon hadn't moved at all since I arrived.
Thank you.
Self-voicing disabled.
How did you even find out about this? I could tell something was wrong, so I followed her. I see. I see, Wolves. You exactly missed it. You exactly missed it. Well, good job, Cabbage. What's going to happen to her now? She'll be sent to the orphanage. The background check to determine that she had a father, but the two hadn't seen each other in years. Can you locate him? We did. As the second victim, the maintenance guy. That was him. I see. How did he even get this far? I don't know, but we'll certainly look into it. Some fall through the cracks of the system. Being out here on their own probably didn't help. Do many of your people live outside the town like this? Well, some do it on principle, others because they have no other choice. Houses and apartments can be expensive, and it's not unusual for us to use natural environments as our home. Alright, I think we're done here for now. Don't forget to stop by the department later. I won't. Right, I don't know if that counts as actually having done a good job, but hey, we're a stalker now. Congratulations, Cabbage. It's getting late. I better head to the police station now. Do I have everything? And also, just as a reminder, as you may have experienced, this game can be exceptionally emotional. There you are, Cabbage. It seems to me that you've taken a liking to Grace's chair. Maybe I could get used to this. You did great today, Cabbage. The police department is glad to have you on our side. You saved that little girl. As far as I'm concerned, nothing else you could have done would have mattered that much. As much. Good job, Cabbage. I do what I can. I know, and your help is greatly appreciated. Believe me, especially since we're so short on staff right now. Okay, so let's speak with Adine. No, let's speak with Bryce first, because we won't really have time to meet with Adine. In fact, let's make a save just in case. Shouldn't have a problem, but let's just meet with Bryce. We would, but the meeting is probably going to take at least half an hour or so. So we won't really have time to fit into the next half an hour. If you still want me to go, I can do it after this, because we're only here for one purpose. This is Bryce's third date, and we exactly do not want to skip ahead, because... hey Sebastian. Hey Cabbage. Hey Maverick. We are here for exactly one reason. We believe that Emma is doing something with Bryce. I believe we told him to play along. What? Oh, Seawolf has the stream muted, okay. Okay, I was wondering, like, OBS wasn't muted at all, and I was wondering, huh? I've done that before. So I believe last time we were here, we told Bryce to play along and see what happens. So, not for that reason. Let's just skip that now. We'll skip that because we wanted to see. We want a answer from Bryce. I'm surprised that we actually passed it though. What do you think we should do? Let's see what happens. If you're talking about this meeting though, yeah, we have seen this once before because we have gone through it. So we are here for exactly this praise with each of the characters we're going to be going up. We have been out with Bryce previously, and we are going up with Adine now as well. So now they're asking, do we have the hots for someone, as Bryce would put it? No idea. Bryce. Okay, so we do have to actually go with Adine first. Because they still think that I have hots for Bryce. I believe that we did over here, right? Yes. Okay, so Seawolf has it on mute, and he wants to meet with Adine. Justin, what about you? Are you wanting to go with Adine right now? It would probably take 30 to 50 minutes somewhere. I'm fine with going, it's just that it's going, probably not quite enough time for overtime. Okay, so you do want to go with Adine. Alright. Here we are again. Just a minute. I hope I didn't forget anything. You said something about going to the beach. Yep. You know, I'm glad they decided not to send you away after all. Me too. Oh, and guess who got her entry confirmation for the sun flying competition? Okay, I'm just really tempted. Is it me or Remy? For your reference, this is Remy here, the white one. And actually, probably better not, because as far as I understand it, her and Remy are actually on the map. So who got the entrance to the flying exam? Was it her, us, or Remy? In fact, that better still not be Remy, technically. It was us! Dio! Okay. Don't be silly, Cabbage. That was exactly what Justin was doing too, he was being silly. I've got it right here in black and white. We're happy to confirm your entry into the annual stunt flying competition. Please have your competitor number ready and show up at the organizer's booth at the summer festival by... Well, who cares about the rest? I'm in! That's great. Yeah, but the festival's pretty soon. I have to make the most of the time I have until then to get my skill up to par. Was that what it was? Okay. I should probably even take a look into that in the first place. I have not actually seen the show? I don't even remember where that was actually from. I thought you already had years of experience. Yeah, but now I have to practice the best routine I can possibly come up with. Not to mention, make sure I can execute it flawlessly when the time comes. Practicing in general is very different from practicing for an event like this one. I see, Wolves. I see. Are you ready for some stunt flying? Sure. Let's go then. So, this is where you usually practice? I practice just about anywhere. Today's a nice day for a beach visit. Water and sand are also good surfaces to practice complicated maneuvers on, in case you can't make the landing. Makes sense. Well, don't let me hold you up. Oh, I can't just start practicing right now. I'm still giddy with excitement from getting the letter earlier. Besides, I wanted to hang out with you while we're still here as well. Sounds good to me. Do you visit the beach often? Not really, except for practice, that is. It does make for a nice backdrop while I fly, though. It is. It's a very beautiful beach. In fact, there is a art that we unlock with Adine's good ending, I believe, where Adine is here, playing with sand castles, and that might have even been on the pre-stream. In fact, I might even have the picture, so let's just even screenshot that, might as well. I know this. Rest assured, I just want to make sure that I have it. I might have found this one online. Yeah, I found it online. So I do have it, but the one I have on the pre-stream I found. You ever go to the beach? No, it's not something that was possible for me in the last couple of years, but it certainly used to be something that other people would do. I see. Sunning yourself can be nice sometimes, but I'm not really a fan of going swimming. There's so much more that you can do at the beach, though. Like what? I already mentioned sunning. Do you ever get a tan? What's that? I guess that's a no then. To be fair, you are completely covered in scales, so I imagine you wouldn't be affected. Tanning is a reaction of the skin when it's exposed to sunlight. If humans stay in the sun for a while, our skin can get darker. How strange. And if we were exposed for too long, we can even get what's called a sunburn. And what's that? Well, the skin can take a reddish tint, and it can also be painful and cause dizziness. So you have to be careful to not stay in the sun for too long? Pretty much. Though that isn't really necessarily true for all of us. Depending on the skin tone, people can more or less be more or less affected by the radiation. That's fine. There are mods on Steam for this game, so I could imagine very much the spiral mod. I see. That sounds kind of complicated. Does that mean we shouldn't stay here for too long? We'll just have to be careful, don't worry about it, or it won't affect me much if at all. So we're just gonna enjoy the backdrop, the music, and Adine, I guess, too. So is that we'll just have to be careful, that she won't have to worry about it, or it won't affect us much, if at all. Just the context is sunburn. Can we suffer the exposure of the sunlight for a while? It is literally how long can we stay outside in the sunlight? Don't worry much about it? Okay. Poor Justin, just wanting to listen to the music. It'll last for a while though, and it'll get better towards the end. Please stay. It kind of is a joke because technically, since the dragons have the scales and all, like the humans, they literally don't even have a reason for something. It probably doesn't even exist. I see. Just let me know if I need to do anything. Sure, will do. You said you don't like swimming all that much. Why is that? Well, as you can imagine, I prefer the air to the sea. We flyers have quite a relationship with water. What kind of relationship are we talking about? We use it to hunt. I see. So you go fishing, but you can't swim all that well. Pretty much. You can do enough to safely hunt and paddle to the surface, but that's about it. If we actually want to go swimming, it's recommended we wear a life vest. Is it that bad? Our wings are made for flyers, not for swimming. Sorry, flying, not for swimming. The movements and musculature are rather different. With some training, we could learn to swim better, but it still wouldn't really be effective. I see. Besides, who would choose to learn to swim if we already have the air to ourselves? Flying is just your thing, I guess. Pretty much. You made it sound as if beaches are pretty important things for humans. I wouldn't say important, rather it's a unique way for people to spend time. If it often does at a leisure activity or a way to spend holiday vacations. Sorry, it was often done as a leisure activity. That sounds pretty important to me. What else did you do at the beach? Let me think. I got an idea and started looking for something in the sand on the ground. With a bit of digging, I found a flat, smooth stone and showed it to her. You have any idea what I'm going to do with this? Not really. Let me show you something. I went to the edge of the water, followed closely by Adine. Now watch this. I extended my arm with the best technique I could muster and threw the stone towards the water. Spinning in the air, the stone bounced off the water surface a few times before it sunk into the sea. What was that? Stone skipping. Never heard of it? No, how'd you do that? I can show you. I looked around for another suitable stone, and soon I found one near the edge of the water. Basically. Well, they can, it's just not very effective. Let's start with the stone. Ideally we want one with a big surface area, but as flat as possible. Well, Spyro doesn't use his wings for swimming. This one is also really smooth, which helps too. Okay, so we need smooth flat stones. Now, the technique is also pretty important. I'm not sure how well this will translate to your anatomy, but I'll show you how I do it, and then we can figure out how you can do Okay. I mean, it's also with Adine because, I mean, she's a wyvern, and Spyro is a western dragon, basically. Hold the stone like this, extend your arm and curl it like this. Then you have to throw it in such a way that it stays relatively stable in the air, but spins as fast as you can make it. I do it like this. Through the stone, once again, showing her how it subsequently bounced from gems over the water surface before it sunk into the sea. I don't know what you're talking about either, Sea Wolves. I'm not sure if I can do that. We'll see. Maybe you can figure something out. Let's look for a stone first. Okay. We both started looking for another appropriate stone. I saw Adine scratching around the sand with one of her feet. She crouched down and picked it up before she returned to me. Here, how about this one? I have not actually seen Rio. That should work. See, you've already got that part down. I guess so. Okay, now for the technique. She was holding the stone in the claws at the edge of her wing. I tried to guide her by pulling her wing back like I would an arm, but it became clear that it lacked a lot of maneuverability and arm weight. For the throw, you'll want to move your wings forward as fast as you can, and at the very end of the extension, let go of the stone. I tried. I could see her moving her wings awkwardly. She pushed it forward before releasing the stone, which sunk up and bouncing instead of time. Jesus. That didn't work. Yeah, there wasn't really enough spin to it. Let me try again. Alright. I waded a few steps into the water to retrieve the stone she'd thrown only moments ago. Here you go. I'll try something different this time. Feel free. Instead of using her wings, she took the stone in her dexterous claws and one of her feet as she continued to stand on the other leg. Effortlessly, she pulled her leg back before rapidly moving it forward and releasing the stone. It flew in a bit of an upward arc before it bounced off the water's surface and subsequently sunk into the ocean's water. Nice! Not bad, huh? I had no idea you could do that with your leg. Actually, our legs are what we mainly use to grab things. It only gets complicated if I'm supposed to be moving at the same time, like when I'm waiting in a cafe. Interesting. I suppose for someone who's hunting while flying, that's pretty much a requirement. It is. Actually, if I'm at home and eating chips or something, I usually use my feet as well. Alright guys, so is that kinda gross? Is that kinda funny? Or I wish I could do that with my feet. Sea wolves. Again, she is a wyvern, and I don't believe I have a relevant picture I could find an image and send it to you over Discord, though, Justin. And here's the image. In fact, I'll send it to. Sorry, not Justin. Sea Wolves. Send it to Justin as well, I guess. It's not even a bad image even this time. Not even relatively. Go to the third one? Okay, Sea Wolves. While Justin is upset over me sharing pictures with him, I'll assume that he wants to also say he wishes he could do that with his feet. Oh, really? Yeah, some monkeys actually can. They basically have hands instead of feet. So they have 4 hands? Yep. That seems like it'd be handy. But I think I like my wings better. That was a neat trick though. So what else can you do on the beach? 2 weeks since I last posted a screenshot of it. Alright, so you guys have both now got the picture of Adine. Don't worry, Justin, I can make it up to you. I don't know, build sandcastles? That's what else we can do at the beach. I haven't done that in like 2 decades. But I can, Justin. I tried to imagine what Adine building a sandcastle would look like. In fact, I just shared the screenshot of exactly that. Based on what I knew now, she probably would be using her wings. So yeah, exactly. Would you believe me if I told you we used to have contests for building sandcastles back home? Really? Yeah, people would build huge, detailed sculptures that would be taller than both of us, just with sand. Oh wow, that sounds hard though. Well, is that hard? Is that not hard? We could try if you like. And, Adine doesn't look like she's doing well building her own sandcastle there, but she does look like she's having fun with it. You can try if you like. Ooh, yeah, I haven't actually done that yet. I would like to try that. Ah, I'm not sure I have the patience for that. Cabbage looks like this. This is cabbage here. Well, to be fair, that would be also anyone playing the game. It could be Justin, or it could be Scaly Wings. It could be Spyro. To me, it seems a bit of a shame to build big, elaborate structures out of something like sand that clearly won't last. I mean, if you're going to spend so much time on it, why not create something that will stay? Well, do we agree, or is that the point of contests? I'm going to have to take a look at that on Steam later, because that's what the mods are. I'll even take a look while you guys are deciding if we agree that it's not worth it to build sandcastles, or if that's the point because it's a contest that they're not going to last. They changed the Steam UI, now I can't find anything. Apparently there's a lot of community content about this game. And it looks like there are memes about this too. Okay. I do have to... yeah, that's a good one. Hang on, let me see if we can add display capture, sure. Monitor. Yeah, that's what I found. Okay, so apparently everyone is wanting for so everyone is wanting for the second option. Oh, really? Yes, people demonstrate their skills in creating these sculptures, and by using something like sand, they prove that it doesn't matter if the sculpture gets destroyed in the end, because they can just do it again if they like. I see, that's pretty interesting. Actually, it's not unlike your stunt flying competition. How so? Well, during your competition, nothing lasting is created from the performance itself. It's all about the experience and memories. You have to prove that you are skilled enough to do those stunts right at the very moment, just for the competition. That's a good point. I'm in the mood for a snack. Should I get something for you as well? Yes, please, or no thanks. I don't believe so. I have no idea. Visit the workshop, there we go. Oh, there's a mod for Adine romantic ending here. Not some tragic hero, solitary mind. I should even just do a straight up search. Spiral. No results for Spiral, that's a shame. It's true. Friendly hatchlings. Friendly diary. Discord integration. Okay, that's a very interesting one. It shows Discord rich presence integration changes to Scaly Wings to show which scenes the game might be playing. Okay, so yes. Alright. Sorry if I was ignoring the chat and the game for a bit. You can watch me if you like. Maybe you can learn a thing or two from it. It's not even that, it's the status that I would be doing is like playing with Angel's Scaly Wings. Adine chapter 3 or something, I imagine. You can watch me if you like, maybe you can learn a thing or two from it. You want me to teach you how to fish? Or sorry, you want to teach me how to fish? Sure, since you taught me the... what was it called again? Stone skipping. Right, since you taught me the stone skipping, I can show you how to fish. Okay. I actually have two very different ways of doing it. There is hunting and angling. Personally, I prefer hunting, though. I can see why. Let me demonstrate. That would be a very relevant analogy, too. She took a few steps back, then started running towards the edge of the sea, rapidly flapping her wings. She jumped into the air at the last second, taking off and flying around the sea. I could see her staring at the sea intently, circling a few times before descending towards the water's surface, claws extended. When she got close enough, her claws suddenly sunk into the water, only to reappear with a fish in their grasp. Afterwards, she returned and landed near me. Did you see that? Yeah, but I think my distinct lack of wings could probably prevent me from doing the same thing. You don't have to do exactly the same thing. In the end, I'm just grabbing them right out of the sea. You could do that. I'm not so sure about that. I bet it's a lot easier with your claws. Fish can be pretty slippery. I guess you have a point. Well, there's still the other method. Angling. Yep, angling. See my tail? She showed me her tail. At its end, there was a fork in it. With this distinct shape, size, and color, it reminded me a lot of a banana. Oh boy. Bananas, huh? Final Fantasy VII? What about it? This is the bait. She sat down near the edge of the water, letting her tail hang down into it. This can take a while sometimes, but there are techniques which can speed up the process. The right amount of movement attracts different kinds of fish. That way, we can even choose what we're going to eat, what we're going to get. And that works? Yeah, not all the time, but often enough. Interesting. There are even groups that exchange tips for such wrangling this way. Suddenly, I saw her whip her tail upwards, which caused a fish to be launched towards the beach, where it landed on the ground and a lot of it bled. That would be fantastic. There you go. That didn't take too long. It can be very hit and miss. I just got lucky this time. And it's not even the kind of fish I really wanted. I guess that's why you prefer hunting. Yep, and you also get the nibble scars on your tail when fish bite you. I see. But I suppose angling is going to be hard for someone. It's also going to be hard for someone without a ponytail like we have. I probably could, but I don't have the Photoshop skills or patience to do it like that. It could be done, mind you, of course, but not for me. Actually, we have fishing rods where I come from. What's that? The principle is very similar. Basically, it's a long stick that we hold over the water, a line connected to it that has a bait and hook at the end to catch the fish. When the fish bites the hook, we reel it in the line to get the fish to us. So you are using a tool to do a very similar thing. Basically, yes. Sometimes we also fish using nets. Oh, some of us do that as well. Not my kind, but usually it's those who either work for a fishing company or sell seafood on the market. I imagine someone like you doesn't have to buy their fish on the market though. True, but sometimes it's easier to just get them I can't talk again. True, but sometimes it's easier to just get them there to get them where I want to, instead of having to come all the way here. See. Speaking of which, let me get a few more for later. Feel free. Once more, Adine took to the sky to hunt for fish. While it was interesting to watch her for a bit, she kept hunting for a while, and I started passing the time by collecting some seashells. Phew, that should last me for a while. Oh, what are those? Seashells? Right, and I believe there's an achievement. I can't remember if this is to keep one or to give it to her. I know we haven't actually gotten this one yet. Looks like we don't have the character yet either. We don't have this yet because we haven't actually gotten this one. Okay, keep the seashells. Okay. Just a souvenir when we get back home. I see. You got some seashells. Are you sure it's okay to take them? Well, too late for that now. All the hunting was a good warm-up. I feel about ready to start with practice now. Go ahead, I'll watch from here. Actually, now that I'll be part of an official competition, I need a fancy stage name. You have something in mind? Not really. Have you got any ideas? We can give her a custom name, by the way. Like, literally, Pokemon. Give her a custom name. Otherwise, we can use one of the defaults. Free Fall, Lightning, Neowing, Angel, Stormhawk. I think when I came here, I personally gave her the name Angel because, I mean, this is Angel's Scaly Wings after all. But, again, it is entirely up to you. Cortex. I just looked aside of Cortex. Lunar Cortex. I'm terrible with names myself. What I would do is, let me even just bring up my display again. Chaotic. Yeah, name generator. This is literally what I would do, and it's already on female, so that's This is also literally how I came up with my Pokemon name as well, is Rhoda. Oh yeah, that's a picture of my cat Swiffer over that face. It's a picture of my cat sitting right there. Not literally right now, but that is a picture of her. Yellow number. Oh man, I should have asked him to. I feel like we should even just name him, give Adine the name of Banana right now, in tribute to Top. Top in Final Fantasy VII. I'm going to assume that nobody wants any of the default names that we call Lightning, Wheeling, Angel, Stormwalk. Okay. If you're serious about that, let me think. How about stage name? Octavia. Alright, I'll roll some dice here. Okay, and Justin, are you serious about literally the name Doppel there? Octavia, where have I heard that now? I can't remember. I'm going to assume that this is what the chat wants, is Doppel. Okay, Doppel. I just want to screenshot that here as well. Totally not actually for Justin this time, for Doppel. Doppel, are you sure? I don't know, guys, are we sure? That sounds alright. One more. Do you mind if I go with that? Not at all. I'll go with this then. Alright, are you ready to see some aerobatics? I certainly hope so. Great, I'll start off with a few easy moves. The stage is yours, Doppel. Thanks. Effortlessly, she took to the skies, circling around the area a few times before she started doing a few maneuvers. Hey look guys, it's Doppel! A roll followed by a loop, after which he did another roll. It seemed to be less of a practiced routine and more of a warm-up to me. Gradually, her maneuvers got more complicated. I saw circles that got smaller and smaller, a brief nosedive, and multiple loops and rolls one after another. Then she landed and returned to me. What do you think? That was great. You haven't seen the best part yet. What would that be? My very own Adine's special, or rather, Doppel's special. It's a routine I came up with and have been practicing for a while. It's pretty difficult, so I'll probably spend the rest of my time until the competition perfecting it as much as possible. What does it look like? It starts off with circles near the ground. When I ascend, the circles get smaller and smaller. Once I reach the highest point, I go into a nosedive through the middle of the circles. At the show, I'll use smoke trim, then when doing the circles, so everyone can actually see me going through the circles I made. That sounds pretty cool. That's not all of it. While nosediving, I'll do a few rolls, and just before I hit the ground, I'll pull up again. Lastly, I'll end with a few loops and go to the next maneuver. It all ends up making neat shapes in the sky with smoke trails. Sounds like you've got it all figured out already. Yeah, now I only have to perfect my execution of it. Well, to be fair, Doppel, and not the new Doppel, made the beautiful cow meme too. I guess you matured it though. Doppel made it by accident. He said to make a meme of it. Let me hold you up. Alright, here we go. With determination in her eyes, she took to the skies once more. When she reached a certain height, she slowly descended again until she was close to the water's surface. Then she started to make her circles, slowly ascending as the circles gradually got smaller and smaller. Once her circles became as small as possible, she suddenly turned herself around and went into a nosedive. Her speed quickly increased as she moved towards the water. Then she did a roll, and another, followed by a third, dangerously close to the water's surface. She suddenly pulled up, but as she did so, one of her feet went below the surface, where it apparently caught onto something, causing her to spin out of control. Yeah, basically that's the way memes are meant to be used, I think. At least when they're not annoying, I guess. Alright, seriously, Wolves. I saw her people attempt to regain control as she barely managed to steady herself enough to get back to the beach. She made a rough landing, rolling onto the ground a few times after colliding with sand. Adine, are you alright? Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. It looked pretty impressive until the landing. Ouch, my wing hurts. Let me take a look. Can you move it? A bit, but it really starts to hurt if I go further than this. At least it doesn't seem to be broken. Yeah, I guess it's a sprain. Happens all the time. Really? Well, not all the time, but it happens. What about the competition? The injury is going to put a serious damper on my practice schedule, but I'm not giving up anytime soon. I guess practice is over for today at the very least. Yeah, let's head back. I should have some bandages in the cabinet over there. I'll get them for you. What now? Would you do me the honors? Of course. Where should I start? I think it's this joint right here. Yep, definitely. Okay, let me try to get this right. Here, that should do it. How does that feel? Much better. Maybe with this I can even start practicing again in a day or two. Just be safe. Of course. Oh, I totally forgot. I still have a copy of that map for her. No, we don't. No, we don't. This is not a good ending. Well, thanks for the help with the bandages, and sorry for cutting practice short today. I guess you didn't get to see any proper aerobatics after all. It's no big deal. Your health is more important. Thanks for coming at any rate. You're welcome. I guess I'll leave you to recuperate now, and maybe I'll see you next time. Yeah, there's, I'm gonna be sticking to the bad endings in the first set of runs, which is, we did Bryce, we're doing Adine now, and then there's 3 more. And then we'll also be doing each ending again, except for the actually getting a good ending. Well, the good endings. I guess I'll leave you to recuperate now, and maybe I'll see you next time. Sure thing, bye! So basically when it comes to Bryce, and this is a fair bit of a spoiler, and that was because of the mechanic of us having the map, we did do the Bryce ending where he sacrificed himself for us. That was Catastrophe. There is another ending where I think it was Bryce and Maverick are inside the facility, and none of them actually die. Except for Reza, because Maverick's there. Looks like I have some free time today. Now we meet with Bryce, and we can actually do this real quick, even though we're over time, because this is going to take, oh no, don't skip ahead. That's a wish. Here. Sebastian. Free Maverick. Sorry to disappoint you. We do. Go along, see what happens. Alright, so here's the entire purpose of this. I've seen Cabbage hang out with a certain yellow flyer a few times. I only know of one yellow flyer around here, and she usually delivers my pizzas. That's the one. Oh, there's another Bryce blush. No, Maverick never smiles. Yeah, basically. I guess that means you're into girls then. Let me even just screenshot this before I search for something else. Alright, Justin? Is Adine just a friend? Is that none of their business? You got us there, we like her, or don't get too worked up, it's not a thing anymore. And since we are focusing on Adine, we can literally say anything. Ooh, the dice are not being nice to Adine though. That's a good question. Is she unimpressed? Nope, she's just good status. That's a shame. I'm surprised that we have not had an impressed status outside of Anna yet. 3? You got me there, I like her? Not bad, Cabbage. The more important question is, does she like you back? I think so. Guess you're making the most of your time here, huh? By the way, I think the food should be ready now, okay? So, good catch. Yeah, let's see. I don't remember what we answered, but we're right ahead. Guess I was right, you are curious. Great, Justin, might as well ask you this. Is there any need for him to sleep on the floor, or we'll take the couch at next price? It never ends. It may happen a few more times when we talk with Remy, Lorem, and Anna. Those are the 3 characters that we're going to be going after next. In either order. I think you wanted the Lorem next, right? Lorem and then either Anna or Remy. Basically end after that though, because we won't really be focusing on Bryce except for, well, one of the good endings. So there is going to be like another 6, up to another 6 more Bryce collections, but after that we can focus on, I guess you would call it side quests. The equivalents of side quests. Let's see, is there a need for Grace to sleep on the floor? I almost feel like that Justin is now kind of potentially avoiding me on this. I should wrap up the stream really quick because it is going a fair past over 3 weeks, so thanks Bryce, so stay in place, and I'll probably see you tomorrow then. See you. And just get that right out. So that'll put us on good status, I believe. Oh, there's loss and passion. And intuition. In fact, that's more of a statement. Okay, status, good. Missing in action. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, he's MIA or AI, one of the 2. I know exactly what happens to him, but YouTube doesn't know about it yet. Okay, so let's hit save right here. Chapter 4 now. So, that means that there is final investigation of sorts, which is just helping everyone with chores basically, and maybe that would give us the flawless investigation if we did that right. Otherwise, we are going to... No, we're not going to get at this run otherwise. I can't remember exactly what the triggers were, the requirements I suppose. I've kind of been trying to get it, and it is relatively straightforward if you know what you're doing, which is kind of common sense. A little more than common sense, mind you, but that's basically it. Other than that, there is steps. Remy is apparently going to be okay because we weren't being rude and bullying him. So he's not going to suicide, and he should be fine. Because otherwise he would have... But I think it is coming up to the investigation of the chores that we do that. Otherwise, we do not actually need to see Bryce anymore. In fact, if we choose Bryce, we will leave Adine abandoned and we will not have her ending, and if we go with Adine, we will leave Bryce basically abandoned and we will not have his ending. So, that is essentially it in a nutshell. So we're just going to go with Adine. So, next stream is going to be wrapping up with Adine. So I did save, I guess there's not much to look for in achievements. But you can leave it here on status. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you guys again next time. I hope you enjoyed, and I suppose get your requests in to me for who you want to see next. Worm, Anna, or Remy. Yes, what do I send you the entire OST? I don't remember what time this is. I can search for this real quick. Okay, that was not it. That was literally guitar. Also not it. What I'm basically doing right now is right here with VLC. Just put this open. Jazz? It's not jazzy. Close. Okay, so we were listening to Sunset for a game. I should probably shut this down right now. Stop messing with DLC at the same time. Not one. We also do not have Adine there, or Bryce for that matter. So down there. Yes. This main intro, navigations, whatever. Wait, is this it? Was this the one that was playing, Justin? Oh, here it is. Morning.ogg. This is Mark Sparling. I don't know how I missed this. I'm not a art guy. I'm sorry, I can't say I know what that is. Now, this is part of the Digital Deluxe, which you can buy as a DLC, or just, the Deluxe. It gives you the artwork, which you see here. Basically, just copy this into my live chat here. There's backgrounds. I've copied most of these in, except for basically this. You get concept art, icons, and the soundtrack. That's what you're listening to here. Or the high quality soundtrack, which comes in FLAC, M4As, and MP3s. And the general idea behind it all is there are two main artists, being Mark Sparling and Crinkles. Being you can see Mark Sparling here recording. The thumbnail I made for you. Thumbnail. I do have if you want that. All my pre-stream pics are right here. So everything that you see here is literally anything that shows up in the pre-stream, like Sexy Bryce here. Bryce's first blush, I guess. Alright, so that should be it for this stream today. This is Alkanite's Evening Melody. So I said there were two main things, but not only. Just do something here. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching, and this has been way more than I anticipated. 40 minutes past when I intended to end this. In fact, this is an hour past when I intended to end this. Yes, I have 2 Skyrim profiles on Mod Organizer. Here's my live chat, which I made in GameMaker. And in fact, it's even gonna show up, I think. Oh, it's playing Adine.ogg. And it also took over the thing again. So I literally just have that as the before stream thing. Right, so again, I hope you enjoyed, again. And I'll see you guys again next time for probably Lorne? No, this the ending of Adine first, and then whatever story next. Next. Thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you guys again next time. Hope you enjoyed.